let's talk about the housing market. I like to call this market we are in at this time the Great Slowdown housing market. Things have been moving slower than quicksand lately, and it's the third year in a row of the sluggish market. If you're trying to sell your house right now, I know it's beyond frustrating. Like, what do you even do to resuscitate buyer demand? So let's dive into why things feel so slow and what we can do to navigate this tricky market. We are currently in a very data-driven economy, and the housing market reacts super fast to changes. So let's go through some of these key data points and trends. I want to help you understand why you're experiencing this slowdown and offer you some tips to help you out. So what do I mean by the Great Slowdown? Well, here's the thing. At the end of 2022 to 2023 and now 2024, we've seen mortgage rates rise, and that's just bad news if you're trying to sell, because buyers start to pull back. They get nervous and start having flashbacks of 2008, 2009, wondering if history will repeat itself. And with an election around the corner, it's no wonder there's so much uncertainty in the air. But let's get to the number one culprit here: mortgage rates. When mortgage rates spike, buyer demand takes a nosedive. This graph here shows in January, rates were around 6.55%, which is already high compared to just 3 years ago when we all loved our 3% rates. But throughout 2024, rates stayed high, ticking up a bit, and then we saw a small decline in April and May. However, when the Feds announced the 50 basis point reduction, the opposite happened and mortgage rates jumped up. It's confusing, I know. Here's the thing, Fed rates and mortgage rates are calculated differently. Now, I'm optimistic that rates will come down again, and when that happens, hopefully buyers will jump back in. Now let's look at the bigger picture. With this next slide, this graph shows what the mortgage rates have done over the last 3 years. In 2022, they shot up to 8% around July, and buyers were like, heck no. The inventory began to rise because buyers were stepping out. Fast forward to 2023, we saw rates spike up again in April around 7.5%. And the same thing happened. Buyers were hesitant and inventory started piling up again. Now in 2024, we started the year out around 6.5% and rates climbed to 7.5% again. What do you think? The market is back in Groundhog Day mode. Buyer demand is pulling back, inventory is increasing, and homes are sitting on the market longer again. If your home is sitting on the market, or you're sitting at your open house wondering where all the buyers went, let me tell you, mortgage rates are a huge factor here. Okay, here's another slide showing inventory levels in 2024 versus 2023. Notice how 2024 were up 37.7% in inventory compared to last year. That's a significant increase. So if you feel the market is sluggish, that's a big part. We've got more inventory and fewer buyers willing to jump in, and I don't blame them. But hey, don't worry. Am I concerned? Not really. It's just the reality of where we are. If you're selling, expect to take a longer time to sell, and unless you're pricing it significantly under the market value, you probably won't have 400 people lined up outside your door like in the good old days and have multiple offers and going over asking. And speaking of the good old days, let's take a quick look at this map in the US. The darker states, the higher inventory increase compared to last year. California is at 41.5%, which isn't as high as some other states, but still notable. What does all this mean for sellers? It means we're in a transitioning market. We're not seeing double-digit appreciation year over year anymore. So if you're hoping to get 200 grand over the last comp in your neighborhood, it's time to understand how the market responds to data and adjust your expectations. Sorry to have to tell you that and break that news to you, but it's reality. Now, I know this isn't easy to hear, but if you need to sell your home quickly, the only way to attract buyers right now is to reduce your price significantly. I'm talking about a big reduction to get their attention and help them feel comfortable despite the uncertainty. I know it's tough, but if you don't have to sell immediately, you may want to wait a bit and see if things improve after the election or if rates start to come down in 2025. One more option is to take your home off the market and repackage it in 90 days. Why do I say 90 days? Because the MLS resets your days on market count after 90 days. So when you relist in the spring, your home gets a fresh start. And for those of you thinking ahead to spring 2025, start now by finding the right agent and developing a strategy. It's smart to get started early. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, give me a like. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you guys have any topics that you would like to discuss, please comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for your support.